Hey everyone, welcome to a new episode of Games I Speak. I'm Gio,
And I'm Josie.
and I just wanted to say if you like this video or any of the segments we do here, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. We'd like to hear what your opinions are. So let's jump right in. First story up, welcoming Bluepoint Games to the PlayStation Studios family. So this was some of the big news over the week, and here's an article, not an article, but a blog post on PlayStation where they just kind of talk about you know acquiring Bluepoint Studios. So let me read through here. We're thrilled to have officially joined. This is from Bluepoint Studios. We're thrilled to
Okay.
have officially joined PlayStation Studios. Austin, Texas has been home base for Bluepoint from when we first founded the studio back in 2006, and we're now a team of close to 70 super talented creatives and growing. While the studio has certainly grown over the past 15 years, our cultural beliefs have remained the same to always push the envelope and create the highest quality games possible, all while having fun doing it. The focus on culture has been instrumental to our success, and we're excited that PlayStation Studios shares a similar culture and vision. PlayStation has such an iconic gaming catalog for us. There's been nothing better than to bring some of gaming's masterpieces to new players. Becoming a part of PlayStation Studios empowers our team to raise the quality bar even further and create even more impactful experiences for the PlayStation community. Thanks to everyone who supported us throughout the years. We can't wait to bring you more amazing games in this next chapter for Bluepoint Games. Um, so yeah, there you have it. They're the newest acquisition. The last one was the studio that made Returnal. What's their name again?
Oh my gosh.
Housemark. Housemark.
Housemark. Housemarquee.
Yeah. So it seems to me like if you're a small studio and you put out like a game that does really well on the PlayStation ecosystem, that there's a chance Sony might try to acquire you. I mean, that's what it seems to me.
I mean, well, we were talking about just what, a month or so ago about Sony closing down a lot of smaller studios like
Yeah.
Japan Studio. So this is, I mean, they're, I guess, reshuffling their deck, if you will,
Yeah.
and folding some cards and to keep using the the metaphor, and picking up others that are empowering their hand.
Yes.
So, I mean, I think these are two great acquisitions. They're talented studios. So I look forward to seeing what they have coming up next, especially with Housemark. Like Housemark, I love Returnal. That's literally one of my favorite games that I played on the PlayStation 5 so far. And so I'm excited to see what they have coming up next.
Yeah. Yeah. And we already talked about this, and I said I'm going to say the same thing I said then. This could be good or it could be bad. Uh, it could be good in the sense that this studio can grow and get more employees and make more games, work on more projects at once, and have even more resources at their control. The bad news is they could be shut down like Sony has done to many smaller studios, or they could be consolidated to work on a title that they don't want to work on. So
Kind of like what's happening with The Last of Us.
exactly, yeah. So it's one of those things where it's like just be skeptical. That's what all I'm trying to say. Just be skeptical. It could be good. It could be bad. We don't know.
Here's
Um,
hoping for good.
here's hoping for good, and here's hoping that Sony utilizes Bluepoint for their talent, which is recreating older games. Um, Now, there's been a lot of rumor that Bluepoint might be working on a Metal Gear Solid remake. Um, or Silent Hill. I mean, there's a bunch of rumors for what they could be working on.
Yes.
But nevertheless, the rumors are for games that were PlayStation classics. So,
I
um,
think Twisted Metal is also one of them, right? Twisted Metal has been in talks
yes,
about being redone.
yeah. So That being said, if Sony utilizes them for that, then I think it's going to be a net win for everyone. So here's hoping Sony utilizes Bluepoint to keep working on remastering like some of the older classics. And yeah, so that's that bit of news. So next up, oops, I guess I didn't hit that. Here we go. All right, so TGS was this. Oh, it looks like I
There's a lot of
copied over
Bluepoint
the.
games content.
Yeah, I copied over the wrong link. Here, I'm gonna just Google it. TGS IGN breakdown.
It's 2003. You want to do 2021?
Yeah, I found it so easy. Okay, here we go. This is the article I was using. All right. So Tokyo Game Show happened this past week, and I don't know if you've ever tried to watch TGS. It's very difficult to watch.
I'm going to be completely honest with you. I have never watched TGS. I just catch the highlights.
Yeah,
So
it's extremely hard to watch.
It's funny that you bring it up because literally I have not had the opportunity to catch the highlights. The only thing I caught was Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin.
Okay. So yeah, that's where this article starts off. Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin gets March release date. Now I want to like let everyone know that this is not a remake of Final Fantasy 1. This is a spin-off. And you and me played the first demo that came out and we really enjoyed it.
I need to play the second demo. I know it's out right now.
Yeah. So they launched a second demo, and that I believe that's available till the end of October. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna play that.
Yeah, did you see the trailer?
No, I didn't.
Oh, I'm pretty excited. It's definitely looking much better, and I think it is serving as a prequel to the villain.
The villain?
So that's cool. Yeah, of Final Fantasy, of the first Final Fantasy.
Oh, okay, cool.
So yeah, so it will be canon.
Nice.
In some way, shape, or form.
Okay, Forspoken co-director Takafumi Terada and creative producer Ryo Mitsuno. They revealed more about Forspoken, and its magic parkour. So, were you interested in this? When I saw this trailer at first, I was like, "What is this?" And then when they showed what you could do in the game, that's what kind of piqued my interest.
I was interested in when it was Project Athia.
Okay, yeah.
And then it was just recently called Forspoken, less than a year ago. I think it looks awesome.
Yeah.
And graphically, it is incredibly impressive.
Yes, it is. That's one of the main things that I'm interested in to see is like it looks truly next gen. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. This I didn't even look at the trailer for this.
Yeah, so so Final Fantasy the First Soldier is a battle royale mobile game.
Yeah.
And they might release it on PC, I don't know, but nobody asked for this, especially in the West.
Yeah.
But you have to ask yourself, was this type of game targeted to Western audience, or is it targeted to the Japanese market or the Asian market? Because they're bigger on mobile games. You know what I mean?
No idea.
Yeah. So
no idea. I don't know who this is for.
Yeah, it's a puzzling one.
But I like I don't even need to see the trailer. It's funny because and this is I think an issue that you also can relate to, and maybe others in the audience can relate to. Let us know. But I want to be able to play mobile games. It's just I don't get into them, and I don't know why. Because literally, like I've played so many 3DS games. I've played so many PlayStation Vita games.
Yeah.
And it's just touch controls. It's just touch controls.
Yeah.
But also, I don't know. It seems so fleeting since it's digital, and I've updated my phone so many times that there's so many games that I did used to love that I can no longer play.
Yeah.
And they just disappear into the ether.
Yes.
So there's that kind of thing where it's like, well, I can't revisit a game that I played in, let's say, 2008. I can't revisit that game unless like I go through some kind of PC shenanigans,
Yes.
which I don't want to do.
Yeah.
So, and here's a good example: Metal Gear Touch, Metal Gear Solid Touch. That was a fun game. I loved playing that game on my Apple iTouch. Funny
Mhm.
enough, and I can't play that game anymore, even
Yeah.
though it's like under my purchase history.
It won't run.
Konami didn't update it
Yeah.
for nobody.
Yeah.
And that's just one example, but there's a new game that came out. What was it called? I forget, but it's no Hironobu Sakaguchi. He made an RPG that's strictly for Apple, and it's under Apple Arcade. I downloaded it. I started playing it.
Oh, Fantasia or whatever.
Fantasia.
Yeah.
Fantasia, and I just can't. I can't get into it, man.
Okay.
I don't know what to say. Like I just can't give it the time of day.
Yeah.
While I have Final Fantasy V on my Game Boy Advance that you got for me as a present with the new IPS screen, looks gorgeous, and I'm already halfway through that game.
Okay. Okay. Here's a theory just off the top of my head.
Do it.
Maybe it has to do with the fact that the cell phone in and of itself is a multi-use device, and it creates a distraction. It's hard to just sit there and play games on it when you're getting texts, when you're getting calls, when you're getting notifications. You know what I mean? It's not suited to be just a gaming device. Whereas when you play on a console, you're focused in on the console. There's no other outside distractions. But a cell phone in and of itself is a distraction, and you know what I mean. So
Also coupled with the fleeting nature of games and just the system that in and of itself, like you can't just go back to an old game if you want, unless of course it's been redone and renewed for the system.
yeah, yeah. So that might keep a lot of people from wanting to invest time.
Yeah.
Now that being said, I like playing like fun little puzzle games. Like I loved the first Angry Birds.
Yeah.
I loved
Got the rope.
Plants vs Zombies,
The rope.
and I loved pu- uh, man, what was that game? Puzzles and Dragons.
Oh, word.
Yeah, that was
That
like
also came on DS or 3DS.
yeah, that was one of the first mobile games I played on my Galaxy S3, and I was like,
Mm.
yo, this game is awesome. But
I have more games than I can do with on my mobile phone, and I have not played any of them.
yeah, yeah, there's so many games you can download them, you can play them. Now that being said, there is one mobile game that I do play, and I play it like without distraction. I play it, and that's Team Fight Tactics.
Mm.
But that's also a PC game, and they just did a really good mobile port. And the game it's designed perfectly for mobile. I mean, it's like 30-minute matches. You just get in, get out, and that's how it is. So, yeah, I do play that game mobily, but that's it. I don't play anything else. So,
Word.
yeah, so it's hard to say who it's for, but I know. I mean, I don't know, dude. I don't know. I doubt it'll last long. Um, and then Triangle Strategy and more. Also, uh, the Isle of Dragon Roars.
A Voice of Cards, the Isle of Dragon Roars.
Yeah, Voice of Cards.
It's the Yoko Taro game. The guy that the director of Near Automata and Near Replicant.
Yeah.
And like Near Reincarnation, which just came out on mobile, and I love the Near universe, and I have yet to play it. So
Yeah.
but Voice of Cards, the Isle of Dragon Roars, that's coming out to Switch. I believe solely for Switch. I'm interested, but I'd like to see a little bit more.
Yeah, yeah. They haven't shown much. And then Chocobo GP.
Yeah. Didn't they do a Chocobo racing game for the PlayStation? OG PlayStation?
I don't know, man. I don't remember that. But it's basically just a Mario Kart clone.
This is super exciting.
Yeah. So, how do you say that?
Ayuden Chronicle. It's
Ayuden
supposed to be like
Chronicle.
100 Warriors. Which, speaking of which, you skipped it though. I don't know if you brought it up. Did you do Triangle Strategy for the previous one?
Yeah. I said triangle strategy.
The only thing I want to add to that
Yeah.
is I lament the fact that they called it triangle strategy.
Yeah. So
Like
we thought that was
it's
a
the most
word.
boring name.
We thought that was a project name. We didn't think
Yeah.
that was a real name.
Well, it's what they did with Project Octopath Traveler. It
Yeah.
ended up becoming the name,
Yeah.
but Project Triangle Strategy, like Octopath Traveler, actually was a good name. Triangle Strategy, not so much. And it's just like Square Enix, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like the next game, I hope the next game they come out with, the name is Video Game.
Yeah. Just call it video game. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Video Game, the game.
I don't
Video.
know. Is it like, I'm wondering, is there something in the game that's like a triangle is like key? Like, you know how like Zelda, you have the Triforce?
No, it's like the Fire Emblem triangle,
Hmm.
where the sword. It's like sword, axes, and pole arms, and then the sword is better than the. I'm just guessing here. I could be wrong. Don't roast me. So the sword is better than the axe, and the pole arm is better than the sword, but the axe is better than the pole arm. So it's like you have to
Oh.
choose which weapon according to the situation.
So it's like rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
That was the previous working title,
Okay.
Project Rock Paper Scissors.
Yeah. All right. Um, and then yeah, so let's start. So I don't know much about this game. So it's
This
a
is this is a Suikoden type game.
okay.
It was kickstarted, and it has a lot of the original developers and the composer from Suikoden, and
Okay.
so it's got like a story development behind it. I personally have funded the Kickstarter, so I am super excited. It looks gorgeous.
Okay. And
Uh,
it says this is a action RPG spin-off of Ayuden Chronicle 100 Heroes.
oh, this is. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know what. Okay, Ayuden Chronicle Rising is completely different than Ayuden Chronicle 100 Heroes. I was talking about Ayuden Chronicle 100 Heroes. I
Oh,
don't know
okay.
what Ayuden Chronicle Rising is. I've never even heard of it. So yeah, please go ahead.
So but also it says here, it says Ayuden Chronicle 100 Heroes received its first extended game. So I guess they were both um, uh, demoed at
That's cool.
TGS. So yeah, so I guess, I mean, would you say that you're interested in would you be interested in both games?
Well, I
Um,
need to know what's going on with this Rising thing. It looks amazing just from this art right here. It's
yeah,
really pretty, but like, what is going on? Where's the gameplay? I want to see some gameplay.
it
It's just
says
people talking to each other. Is it mobile? Please don't tell me it's mobile. Oh,
no.
it says PS5, PS4. Okay, good.
Yeah, so it's releasing in spring of 2022 on all the new platforms and PC,
Nice.
which is cool. Um, so let me see if there's a. Oh, here we go. Okay, so it looks like almost like
2D action.
yeah, platforming Metrovania type gameplay. But yeah, that looks pretty cool,
I
man.
don't know about how this rat is traversing.
Yeah, he's
He looks a little
jumping a
janky.
lot. Yeah. Um,
Not gonna lie.
but yeah, so yeah, that's a cool. Okay, so this was so Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak expansion will include a new hub, monsters, and locations. So the new hub part is huge because you spend so much time in your hub, and the fact that they're adding a whole new hub is gonna kind of rejuvenate the game for a lot of people. Um, it says, let's
I need
see,
to play this game.
is set to introduce a new master rank level for quests. A new story will take place to a new base of operations. Put them face to face with the Elder Dragon Malzeno, and even a return of some familiar monsters like the Shogun Cenotar. It's set to release summer 2022. So I also want to bring up something. I didn't put this in the lineup, but there was an article a friend showed me. Capcom, they're hoping to get about 50% of all their sales moving forward on PC. So they're about to make a huge push into PC gaming. So I would assume that they're going to start releasing everything on PC as well as console.
Okay.
except for like some like exclusives or whatever. But Monster Hunter Rise is releasing on PC next year,
Okay.
and that's going to be huge because
It's gonna look like Monster Hunter World.
it's right now Monster Hunter Rise is locked to the Switch. You
Yes.
cannot play it unless you have a Switch. So, dude, imagine how that game's going to look on PC. Cuz that game is beautiful on the Switch.
And it's sold incredibly well on the Switch as well.
Yeah. So, I'm actually debating if
Holding off. I mean, you've been playing a lot of it on the Switch.
yeah, so I'm going to still play it on the Switch, but I'm debating getting it again on
PC.
PC but playing the expansion on PC. So I don't know, but at the same time, I play with you and John, so I might just get it on PC, make a new character, just play and see how it looks, but
Well,
still play on Switch with you guys.
I wonder if there's cross-platform play.
Yeah, you know what? That's a good question. If there's cross-platform, then I guess I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
So that's a good question. I don't know if there's an
Hopefully
answer to
they
that
do
yet.
that, because honestly, with the Switch's already built-in player base, why not?
Yeah, yeah. All right, so let's see what else we got. Oh, Sega's mysterious RPG is Sin Chronicle. Sega has revealed Sin Chronicle, a new mobile RPG that is based on player decisions that can only ever be made once. The new game headed to iOS and Android devices in December 15 in Japan. So it looks like this is a Japanese-only game. Is a successor, not a sequel, to Chain Chronicle, which was released in 2013 and later came to PlayStation Vita. So
Yeah.
it looks
Nas.
yeah. Well, we won't be able to understand it anyways. All right, new Square Enix RPG Dungeon Encounters revealed, coming in 2 weeks. Dungeon Encounters is a brand new dungeon exploring RPG that is set to be released on October 14th, 2021. So that's very soon on PS4, Steam, and Nintendo Switch. So it looks like this game has been in development a while, because they're only releasing it for older consoles.
I don't know. Have you seen it? Because honestly, it looks real bare bones.
Okay, let's see.
Yeah, a mutual friend of ours, Matt, he told me about this,
Yeah.
and I saw the trailer and I was like, this looks.
Yeah, I'm not even sure what I'm looking. It looks like a board game. It looks like Monopoly.
I mean, yeah, this is literally the gameplay. You're seeing it right now. Look at that's the battle system, just like that.
Okay,
That's
maybe
exactly
they did
it.
make it in a week. The Square Enix RPG is not so much a JRPG and will instead have players marching along a narrow grid to explore a dungeon map rather than a dungeon itself. Okay. All right. Well, yeah, by the looks of it, it didn't catch my eye.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be for a very specific community.
Yeah. So, yeah, as I already said, Monster Hunter Rise coming to Steam January 2022, which is
Very
awesome.
cool.
Monster Hunter Showcase reveals Sonic and Ghosts and Goblins
Yeah,
collaboration. and
Arthur
more.
from Ghosts and Goblins is perfect
Yeah.
for Monster Hunter. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no, now that I say it, I said perfect for Monster Hunter, not Monster Hunter Rise. The only reason is because Monster Hunter Rise is so Japanese focused, and like
Yeah.
Arthur's very medieval.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Dude,
But hey,
that game, Monster Hunter Rise, is like it is very Japanese focused, but
yes,
it's also done in such a consistent way that it's just I don't know, I love it, man.
no, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. It's
But
phenomenal.
but it is funny how they're bringing in like a lot of funny Capcom crossovers.
Yeah.
Um
I still need to get Okami. I hope Okami is available.
yeah, no, those stay forever. I believe. Those little DLC
Yeah, I was about to
missions.
say, don't get me excited.
You just got to get them out from the mailbox.
Oh my gosh, Arthur with the hammer.
Yeah.
John will love that.
Yeah, this looks insane, dude.
That looks like so much fun. Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh.
you'll-
Of course he's a lancer.
Yes, of course.
That makes sense.
And that's his projectile. He throws those little. Oh, that looks crazy.
That's hilarious.
All right. Phil Spencer wants Xbox to increase its Japanese game lineup. X-Tango GameWorks developer Ikumi Nakamura is working on a Gungrave sequel.
Is this Gungrave Gore? Because I've
Yeah.
been waiting for it for a while. This trailer is old. It came out like 2 years ago.
Yeah. By the
Um,
way, I'm not 28, just so you guys know.
I'm a huge fan of Gungrave, and I loved Gungrave Overdose and Gungrave on the PlayStation 2. I bought Gungrave VR for the PlayStation 4. I have yet to play it because life is hard.
Yeah.
But Gungrave Gore looks sick. I actually like the trailer. This is ridiculous. It's like it looks like he's coming from the atmosphere, but
Yeah.
this is literally a coffin.
I know. I know.
It's phenomenal. I wish it took 10 minutes for that coffin to get there. Because he's like staring at it like WT
Yeah. They're like, what the hell is that?
yeah. And he just comes out, obviously, guns a-blazing.
Yeah. So I've never played a Gungrave game.
Oh, look at this right here, the twist. I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh. Well, so Gungrave, I mean, I don't know if this is the same as the PS2 games.
Yeah.
The PlayStation 4 VR game is kind of a remake of the PlayStation 2 games. But he's kind of slow and lumbering. It's more of it's just a fun third-person action game with a lot of shooting elements. That's
Okay.
it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just it's very much a C tier game, but I love them.
Okay.
It's there's always a space for that in my heart.
Okay. All right. Tango GameWorks is developing a new game, Evil Within 2. Um,
Wait, no. Evil Within 2 already came out. So
oh,
wait,
okay.
it's Evil Within 2 director leading.
Oh, okay. My bad. I read that wrong.
No, it's all good. Oh, Evil Within 2 apparently is actually quite good. I have yet to play it. Evil Within 1, I didn't really care for.
Hmm.
So I had trepidation coming into Evil Within 2, but it's gotten good reviews and it's kind of like an open world horror game.
Oh,
So
okay.
still, I'm very interested in it. I'll get to it when I get to it,
Yeah,
obviously.
I have Evil Within 1, but I haven't played it.
So Evil Within 1, just to give you a heads up,
Yeah.
it is very much like Resident Evil 4, but without the Resident Evil stuff to ground it. So
Okay.
it very much like goes off the rails very quickly. And I wasn't really there for the ride. I maybe need to give it a second chance.
Okay.
But like I said, I've only heard good things from Resident Evil, Evil Within 2. So want to
Okay.
give that.
Scarlet Nexus and more headed to Xbox Game Pass. Microsoft has revealed that Scarlet Nexus, AI, the Somnian Files, and Mighty Goose are all playable on Xbox Game Pass.
That's effing awesome. I love Scarlet Nexus. The gameplay was so good.
I didn't play it, man.
I mean,
I didn't
here's
have
the
time.
thing. It's definitely one of those games where the gameplay was keeping me going, not the story. And there's a lot of story, unfortunately.
Now, who made that game?
It even has an anime tie-in, and if the anime is anything like the story in Scarlet Nexus, it's meh at best.
Who made that game?
I believe some of the people behind the Tales of games.
Oh, okay. Because when I saw the game, I thought it was a Platinum Games title at first.
Yeah, I mean, it very much leans heavily into like an Astral Chain type of
Yes.
game.
Yeah.
The combat is so good.
Okay.
Really enjoyed it. So if anything, if you can get it like off of something like Game Pass and just play it for the combat, I think you'd be happy.
Okay. Cool. All right. Redfall, Starfield, and more will be localized for Japan. King of Fighters 15, SNK reveals its first all-new character.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Who
So
is she?
Isla.
Isla or Isla?
Isla, I don't know. This fighter is a rival to Shunei, who was previously hero in the King of Fighters 14. So let's take a look here. Interesting. She's dressed like a graffiti artist. Oh, okay. See, I don't know about the
Sparkles?
well, not the oh, so she is a graffiti artist. Okay,
Yeah,
that
she's
makes
from
sense.
Jet Set Radio. I'm kidding. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. That's
What's up with the
funny.
hands? With the extra hands?
I guess she's like some kind of mage or something.
Huh. Very cool.
Yeah, so I don't know about this game. I have to see a
Wow.
lot more
She just how's my boy Benny Morrow?
because so far, it just to me it just looks. It doesn't look like a proper KOF game. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. I know
Yeah.
what you mean. It's when they went to 3D that it got all weird.
Yeah, yeah. Like KOF has always been known to have these like awesome looking 2D sprites.
But here's the thing. Do you think it's more of a function of you just not being, and I'm just asking, you not really being as much into KOF as you were to Street Fighter? Because Street Fighter, I mean, as soon as it went to 3D, it was like, yo, this is awesome. It looks great. But it also had really strong 2D sprites.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's hard to say. Yeah, I haven't been that into KOF, and mainly because you need to you need to
You need
have
to
like
learn the characters
you need to
pretty darn well.
you need
Like
to
like it's not as jumpin' and like approachable as Street Fighter was, where it's like quarter circle for everybody, for the most part.
yeah.
Uh, there's a lot of what's it called, Shotokan characters, and yeah,
KOF, the execution is insane. I mean, you have to grind that game to just to be able to do a combo.
yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
do you know how many people cannot get through the tutorial in KOF?
Surprised. We have a mutual friend, Luis. He is a god,
In
a
KOF?
god at KOF. Yes. So I'm pretty sure he's looking forward to this. And in many ways, I am too. But at the same time, yes, the fact that KOF is so like you really have to study the game, and
Yeah.
I don't have that kind of time to put into games like that anymore. Where
Yeah.
especially a fighting game where the whole point of the game is just to fight.
Yeah.
Um, like I'm more appreciative of like story-based games where I'm getting more out of the story
Yeah.
or out of the characters or out of the world and the gameplay as well. Scarlet Nexus being an exception, obviously.
Yeah. Let's see. Eternal Return gets a release date in the trailer.
Wait a second. Above that, Swery's The Good Life
Oh, Swery's A
gets
Good Life
Xbox
gets an
demo.
Xbox. Hmm.
So he revealed that his upcoming game, The Good Life, which is set to be released on October 15th. I didn't even know he was going to get a new game so soon. Well, I'm going to have to check that out.
Yeah, I didn't even hear about it. Swery?
Yeah, neither did I. I mean, the last thing I heard from him was Deadly Premonition 2, and that was a Switch exclusive.
Okay. Eternal Return.
What is this? What is Eternal Return? I actually haven't heard of it.
Let's see. So this is an Xbox trailer.
Wait, this is an Xbox trailer?
Yeah, this is an Xbox trailer. But
Is this a fighting game?
I don't know. Let's see.
Whoa.
Let's zoom ahead. Oh, search, hunt, and
Search.
craft.
For,
So is it a survival game? Or is it a MOBA?
is this like a third-person version of Fortnite?
It might be a battle royale, yeah.
Yeah, that's the kind of vibes I'm getting. This is anime Fortnite in third person.
Yeah, it looks like it because the way they're checking off the characters. Yeah, this looks like a battle royale. Well, yeah, not interested.
I was interested in a second.
Yeah.
for a second.
For a second. So yeah, that's everything from TGS so far. The main thing that I'm interested in is Strangers of Paradise.
Same.
So yeah, I'm gonna download that demo and check it out.
I'm really upset that they don't have like a collector's edition of some kind because I'm a sucker for a good collector's edition, obviously.
Yeah, games are having less and less collector's editions.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, next up, we have Konami's eFootball is Steam's most hated game right now. So, okay.
That picture's insane.
Dude, what is going on here? So let's look at this. Look at this character.
Wait, this is the game itself?
Yeah.
Wait, I thought it was gonna move.
No. They're just showing how bad
Jeez Louise.
the things. Look at this. These are the fans.
Oh my god. They look horrific.
I know, dude. It looks like a horror game.
It is a horror game.
So yeah, let me. So this, just so everyone knows, this is unfortunate, but this isn't the main issue. The main issue is that, so PES, right? Pro Evolution Soccer. that was Konami's like soccer franchise, right? Or
Yes.
if you're from anywhere else in your world, football
But
franchise. And
but PES stands for Pro Evolution Soccer.
yes,
It wasn't PEth.
no, it stands for Pro Evolution Soccer, and it was Konami's flagship football game, and it was the main competitor. Well, the only competitor to FIFA, right? Nothing came close.
Yeah.
And it has a storied history. I mean, I have some old like Japanese winning 11 games down here. So it started off. I forget what the original name was, but then it became Winning 11. Then it became Pez, and it's been around for a long time. And Konami decided, in their infinite wisdom, that they were gonna kill the franchise, right? They were gonna kill it, and then they were gonna turn it into this free to play games as a service franchise called eFootball. And they were going to stop making yearly games like FIFA does, and they were just going to have this one game that was going to unify all the soccer players or video game players around the world, and it was going to be free and it was going to be awesome, dude. When the trailer first launched, it was the most cringe marketing heavy nonsense I've ever seen. It was like there was no thought about, okay, how's this game look? How does this game play? Is this game fun? It was just a pure marketing business scheme from the get-go. And so they they canceled Pez, so they're not going to have a new Pez. And then they put all their chips into this one, or all their eggs into this one basket, eFootball, and it blew up massively. I mean, the reviews are like, we can actually take a look at it. Let me pull up the browser. So all we got to do is pull up Steam. All right, let's check this out. I was reading reviews yesterday. Look at this.
Overwhelmingly negative.
Yes. 9% of 14,738 user reviews for this game are positive. 9%.
I'm glad they've held on to the positive.
I know. So look at this. The game is free, right? And
Yes.
it's on mobile too, just so people know. The game is free. But
Ooh,
then
that premium pack though.
yes, that's the whole scheme. They're microtransactions. So the whole point of this game is to just milk people for money, like battle passes and all that. So let's look at some of these. Words cannot describe how great this game is, but numbers can. 1 out of 10. The disclaimer. All right. Actually, that's a big. This is the worst game I have ever played. It feels like a student project. By far the worst Pez I've ever played. Is that a real PC version? It seems like a mobile game emulated. The ball weight is probably 50 kilograms. Player movements are slower than before. The menu colors are just awful. Dynamic camera is messed up. Dribbling is still not as effective as it should be. Players should be able to execute commands fast, not with delay or input lag. Yeah. So this game has just look at these. They have
the Pepe.
Yeah, they have the Pepe frog now. This is the first game I've ever seen this. By the way, this is hilarious.
No pros, no cons, just 2 words: absolute garbage.
Now there have been some people who are trying to say, no, you just have to learn the game and then you'll enjoy it. But those few people are very far and in between. The vast majority do not like the game. They wanted a Pez game, Pez 22, which, by all accounts, the Pez games are actually good. People like them.
Problem is that you have to put effort.
Yeah, you have to put effort. You have to So yeah, so I mean,
Well, the funny thing about Konami, I'm just gonna say, is that they aren't lacking for surprise. So I wouldn't count Pez gone just yet. I could say that it could always come back.
yes,
I
but
mean, just give it like a few years in the past, and Konami wasn't even barely making games or even distributing games. All they were doing was focused on pachinko.
yeah,
So now that they're like really actually coming out with some games, regardless of whether they've developed them themselves or they're just allowing the license to be out there. I mean, look at Castlevania: The Advance Collection that just came out on the Switch. You know, we've Konami's a little wishy-washy.
yeah,
um, but here's hoping that they do come out with a good, a better response in the future to for a soccer game than this,
yeah. Like for
or
all we
football, depending
know,
on where you are.
for all we know, they're gonna be like, they're gonna fire everyone who was involved in this game, and then they're gonna be like, all right, let's bring Pez back, but we don't want to eat our words. Let's call it something else, and then they just make a
Yeah,
new song. Yeah,
Path
that's probably
Revolution
what.
Football.
Yeah, that's
I'm telling
probably
you.
it's probably gonna happen that way because I just don't see them trying to like they don't even pour money into games that are wildly popular like let alone pour money into this train wreck of a game, you know what I mean? So
Hmm.
we'll see. But yeah, look, if you focus on marketing and making money for a game, this is what happens. All right, that's all I'm gonna say. All right, so new characters announced for Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. Avatar, Aang, and Korra join the game. So, um, I watched some of Aang's gameplay. I couldn't find a standalone trailer for Korra, but yeah, the game is shaping up to be cool. Now, two major criticisms I saw were one that Korra's picture looks hideous, like what's going on with her jawline and her eyes. Her
She
character,
actually looks evil.
yeah, her character was very pretty in the animation, so not sure what's going on here. And then two, Aang only used airbending in the trailer, so people were like, shouldn't Aang also be using
Everything else.
everything else because he can? But it is what it is. Um, so here's the Aang trailer and here's the Korra trailer. Um, you can watch these. The gameplay is shaping up to be pretty good. I mean, the people who are making this game are like, they legitimately know how fighting games work. So they're legit. This is going to be a legit game. Now, like I said, I I really want them to put an effort to try to get voices in the game.
Mm.
Um, if they can do that, I think this game is going to go far. But if they're just going to have like sound effects, like hitting and popping and no voices, I think the game isn't going to be as like, I don't know, it's just not going to be as entertaining as it could be. You know what I mean? And if you're making a game that directly competes with Smash Brothers, you got to like don't hold out any stops, you know what I mean? Like go all out. And the one thing I'm seeing missing is voice acting. So I hope they add that. But yeah, the game's shaping up. It looks good. The gameplay looks good. I don't mind that Aang only does airbending, to be honest.
Mm.
I didn't watch the Korra trailer yet, but yeah, this game looks pretty cool. Um, all right. Next up, Grand Theft Auto the Trilogy Definitive Edition pops up in Korean ratings board.
First of all, I take offense, straight up offense, to it being called the definitive edition, especially if they don't allow a lot of the musical hits that they had from the OG because of copyright.
Yes. So that's always been the issue, right? With
Yeah, I mean they did that with Grand Theft Auto 4. Literally, it gets patched. The music gets patched out because you're playing, like, let's say on an Xbox 360 or something like that,
Yeah.
and they lost the rights to that. That sucks. Like, you have to play it offline, bugs and all, in order to play it the way it was meant to be played,
Yes.
or the way it was originally made. Not meant to be played, because obviously the patches helped fix a lot of things.
Yeah. And the music is like awesome in these
Important.
games. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
so important because you're cruising around and you're listening to like, dude, the talk radio is hilarious. Like
Yes.
like
Definitely.
all of it's awesome.
I remember Vice City, like, cruising around. Like, I would always, like, go to, I forget what the radio station was called, but Laura Branigan, Self Control, that song, like, I was like jamming to that song
Yeah.
every time I got in the car.
Yeah, so let's hope that they can get as many of the songs as possible, but who knows, man?
Yeah.
Who knows? It's one of those things like music and games, man. It's just
Yeah.
if it but it's also so hard. Like with a game like GTA, you have to license music. Like you're not going to make a bunch of hits and put them, you know what I mean? Like it's not a game, it's a game where you're living in an era in the United States, right?
Well, here's the
So you
thing that
have
I
to
don't
license music.
understand, and maybe you know more about it.
Yeah.
But the thing is like, and as far as I understand, this doesn't happen with movies. Like, I will buy a movie,
Yeah.
and, on VHS. I'm dating myself here. VHS, DVD, Blu-ray, and that movie will still retain the same music, the same actors, the same everything.
Yeah.
So what is so transformative about this, that after, like what is Rockstar doing, or 2K Games, or whatever, Take Two? What is it? Is it Take Two? Is it their parent
Yeah.
company?
Take-Two Interactive.
What are they doing where it's like, yeah, we're only buying a license for this music for this certain period of time, and then after that, yeah, the user is screwed.
I don't know.
You can't enjoy this art form as it was originally intended.
Yeah.
So, like, WTF, mate?
It's a good question. It really is a good question, and I don't know the answer.
Okay.
So yeah,
Maybe
if
someone in the comments,
yes,
let us know.
if you're watching this and you know why it's so hard to keep music in a game over multiple iterations of that game, let us know because it is kind of frustrating.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
because
like
when I heard that about Grand Theft Auto 4, I was pissed. I love Grand Theft Auto 4. I adored that game. Nico Bellic is my man.
yeah,
But when they were saying, like, all the songs were being taken away, I was like, my heart broke.
yeah, yeah, it sucks, man. Um, yeah, and it only happens to games where they license the music. If you
Yeah.
own the music, obviously, but like I
Well,
said,
not just licensed music, but also licensed cars. Like, Forza has that issue.
licensed characters,
That
licensed
too.
characters, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why it's so hard to make a Marvel vs. Capcom game. You know.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why it's so hard to even have Marvel vs. Capcom 2 available anywhere now,
Yeah.
even though they have it, a digital version. It's been made. It should be available, but it isn't.
So if you want to look for other means, and I'm not telling people to do this, there are programs that allow you to play Marvel online with people on PC, Marvel 2, and it runs smooth as butter. So yeah, if you want to go out there and find those, by all means. All right, next up. All right, so possible retro game grading inconsistencies come to light.
Wait a second. I'm sorry. You said next up, but what happened with the Grand Theft Auto the Definitive Edition? What was going on with that?
The story was it was just rated in Korea,
Oh,
which is a good indicator that it's gonna
gonna
happen.
release
Yeah,
soon.
it's gonna
Fair
release
enough.
soon.
Gotcha. Thank you. I apologize.
No, 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 it's fine. So yeah, for those that don't know, WATA, they're a company that grades games. So see here, this box, they do that. They take the game, they put it in the box, and they give it a grade, right? And depending on the grade, that's how much the game is worth. So they're the people behind that $2 million copy for Super Mario Brothers, or the $870,000 copy of The Legend of Zelda. So The issue here is that, so I'm going to read this. Left, a moldy WATA game being sold by Heritage today. No red seal to indicate mold damage. Right, a moldy WATA game being sold by Comic Connect now. Red seal for mold damage. Does having a deal with WATA have benefits for Heritage? So the allegation here is that if WATA is grading games for Heritage auction, they didn't put the red sticker, which means that this game has mold and eventually the package is going to rot away.
Damn.
Whereas it was sold on a different auction house and there's a red sticker on it. So if you guys haven't seen it, Carl Jobst, this is Carl Jobst, the one I was telling you about. He has a documentary on WATA and Heritage auctions. Go watch it. It's it's like, I mean, this is what the content that YouTube is for, is stuff like this. So he painted all these parallels between WATA, this auction house, and the CEO and of both companies know each other. And there was even a guy who bought one of the biggest NES gaming collections, I believe.
Yes.
And he somehow graded them all through WATA, and he sold them all through Heritage, and they all have a special label on them that gives them more value than everything else. So people believe it's a price fixing scheme, and people are also upset because they believe that this is part of the reason why retro gaming prices have been skyrocketing.
Because it's one of the reasons.
One of the reasons. It's one of the reasons.
Yeah.
One of the reasons, and they don't like it because that's an artificial reason that that people are causing. So
when's the last time you bought a retro game?
I'm looking at my collection right now, trying to see what it was.
Like, I can't even think of the last time I bought a retro game. And by retro, I mean, like, well, shoot, what's retro to us now?
Oh, you know what it was?
I know I haven't bought a Super Nintendo game in a while, and there's
Yeah.
a lot of Super Nintendo games I still want to get. And those prices are getting insane to the point where I'm just like, well, looks like I'm not going to get that.
Yeah. Yeah. The last game I bought was Berserker, or the Berserk game on
Berserker
Dreamcast.
Barrage?
Yeah.
Guts' Rage.
Yeah, Guts'
Berserk
Rage. Yeah. So that's
Great
the last
game.
game I bought. Yeah. And it was a good copy too. It was a good condition.
I love that game. That was actually one of the games that like convinced me to get a Dreamcast aside from Virtual On.
Yeah.
Which I still don't own Virtual On. That's another one I got to get.
Yeah.
Damn.
So yeah, look, I'm not saying that they're doing this. All I'm saying is that people are suspicious of them for many reasons.
Yeah.
And you have to look at it as like, when there's money involved, people do shady things. You know what I mean?
Well, it's funny because when I saw like what was it, that copy of Mario selling for $2-something million, I was like, this is a money laundering scheme.
Yeah, it's not worth $2 million. And so Carl Jobst, what he says, what the reason why they sell it for that much is because they're trying to establish a high price. So they believe that people are buying it. They're not real buyers. They're buying it from themselves to establish a high price in the market.
Dirty.
That way, moving forward, the auction house can keep selling them at these crazy high prices. That's the scam. So that the scam only benefits WATA because they make a cut of how much the game is worth. So when you send a game to grade it, the more the game is worth, they get a higher cut. And the auction house gets a cut of the sale. So the more the game is worth, the more money they make. So you have to look at the motives here. They make more money the more the games are worth. And Super Mario Bros. Is not worth $2 million. I can tell you that right now.
No, it's not.
It doesn't care if it doesn't matter if the game is unopened, plastic sealed, never seen sunlight. The game is not worth $2 million.
And the thing is that it for a game like that is widely accessible even today, either via Switch or the classic console.
Yeah.
Like there shouldn't be an issue. It really shouldn't, where the game is being inflated in terms of its price, because usually games command higher prices due to the fact that there is scarcity of that product. It's not available to play readily or easily, for that matter. So that's one of the biggest problems. Because I mean, like, look, I was actually, funny enough, I don't like Switch Online.
Yeah.
I think Switch Online is not a good online service for this day and age. I think Nintendo has severely dropped the ball.
Yeah.
And the fact that this console has been out since 2017 and they just now released Nintendo 64 and Sega Genesis, and they're asking for more money for it, is a travesty.
Yes.
I think they're doing a poor job.
Yeah, it should just be included in the base service.
That being said, Musha. Sega Genesis is going to get Musha.
Yeah.
That game commands close to, I believe, 1K now on eBay.
Yeah.
I'm totes happy that I can possibly have the opportunity to play it on current generation hardware.
Yeah.
That's amazing. But the fact that, and in all honesty, the price for those should drop accordingly.
Mm-hmm.
But
it probably won't.
It probably won't.
Yeah, because more people are going to be like, damn, this game's fucking awesome.
I want it.
Yeah.
Well, that's the problem with the Super Nintendo games. Like, and this is a side effect of the pandemic, and then also attributing this to the WATA situation, where it's like, hey, look, this game, again, readily available. It was available for the Wii U, for Christ's sakes, and on the Wii.
Yeah.
On the 3DS, maybe? No, I don't think so. But it's just going up in price.
Yeah.
It's just going up in price for the Super Nintendo copy, and it just makes me wonder what is attributing this, aside from the pandemic and the WATA. What is helping fund this or keep these prices inflated, and will it ever pop?
That's a good question. There's a lot of bubbles right now, and we don't know when or if they're gonna pop. So
yeah, because these bubbles are so large that I definitely don't want to purchase games in this environment.
Now,
I know you don't.
That being said, the best consoles to collect for right now are current gen consoles, because I've been really working on my PS4 collection and my Switch collection. Those are two great consoles to collect for now, right? So if you miss the train, you can't collect for older games, I would say get a console and get a flash cart and just play them that way. Because it's still going to be true to the original. It's still going to play like the original game, right? Now, moving forward, collect games now. Collect the games now, because kids that are young now, the PlayStation 4 is going to be their Sega Genesis. You know what I mean? The Switch is going to be their Super Nintendo. You know what I mean? So collect those consoles now. Get what you can now, because those games, there's some masterpieces on the PS4 that are, you can buy a brand new copy on eBay and it's like $20. You know what I mean? So I would say focus on the newer consoles now. Get what you want now, then work backwards again, and that's what I'm doing. So yeah. And then for the older consoles, just get a flash cart. I mean, flash carts are awesome. You can load all the ROMs on them. They play on original hardware, so you're getting the original experience. So that's going to save you a lot of money.
Yeah, some damn good advice.
Yep. And all right, so our final rumor, I wouldn't call it a story, is Bloomberg is at it once again. So
in a flash sale.
They say that developers are making games for a Nintendo 4K console that doesn't exist. at least 11 companies, including Zynga, have tools from Nintendo to make 4K Switch games. So many people were surprised to learn that Nintendo's new video game console is missing a common feature of rival systems, support for high-fidelity 4K graphics. Perhaps most perplexed were the numerous developers who were working on 4K games using a software toolkit provided by Nintendo. Employees at 11 game companies said their teams were in possession of Nintendo's 4K development kit for the Switch. The companies span the globe, ranging from large publishers to small studios. That includes at least one that has never made a console game before, Zynga, according to the employees, who asked not to be identified because they weren't authorized to discuss their projects publicly. As we know, the newest model has an OLED screen, which is 720p. There are no major performance upgrades. But a system capable of handling 4K isn't expected to be released until late next year at the earliest. People familiar with the plan said, that leaves Nintendo at a technical disadvantage to rivals whose shares have soared this year, while Nintendo's have lost 20%. This is stock shares. The company is still making a killing on Switches. So that's a misleading sentence, I would say. It also risks alienating developers who have spent months tailoring their games to take advantage of upgraded hardware capabilities. Nintendo responded to a list of questions by saying Bloomberg's reporting is inaccurate and declined to specify which parts of their information it was referring to. In a tweet after the story's publication, the company refuted it is supplying tools to drive 4K game development and reiterated it has no plans for a new Switch model besides the OLED variant.
I want Nintendo to come out with a Switch model that's like even like reversed.
Yeah,
like it's reductive.
240p.
Yeah, exactly. Like it plays like it plays on a CRT screen.
Yeah. After publication, Zynga spokeswoman Sarah Ross disputed what the people familiar with the matter said. To clarify, Zynga does not have a 4K developer kit from Nintendo. So as you can see,
what is this nothing burger of an article?
It seems like
it's like going back on itself.
Yeah,
it's an Ouroboros article.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna read the rest. I'll post it in the description. But it seems like Bloomberg has been wrong on a lot of things, and they're trying really hard to validate their sources. So they made that
sources that don't share anything aside from erroneous information.
Yeah, at least give us a screenshot of what the 4K software looks like. You know,
give us a screenshot of your source.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to reveal your source, but
I'm kidding.
You show us you could show a screenshot where in the program it says, you know, export to 4K or something like that, right? But they don't have anything, so it's a rumor. I just think they like going back and forth with Nintendo because they get a lot of clicks, and suckers like us cover it.
Hey man, I didn't suggest this article.
I know, but it's Groundhog Day. It's Groundhog Day. So yeah, that's it for this week, everyone. I hope you liked the show. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, we'll see you all next time.
Yeah, until next time, keep gaming.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening to this episode of Games I Speak. If you liked the episode, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you all next time.